Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. When I decided to leave America, no, I didn't say why I decided to leave America. When I decided to leave America, it's a big difference. As important as your why is, when is just as important. See, I can look back on the exact day and tell you when I made up my mind that I'd had enough. And if you're not there yet, you can't look back and figure out what day it was. You can't pinpoint it. I can pinpoint it to the hour, really. Don't worry, you just haven't had enough yet. But it was July the 10th, 2007, when I knew right then and there, I was done with America. Only problem was I was married with 5 children. So I stuffed it deep down inside of me. But see, here's the thing that I know about universal law. Once you think those thoughts and they're released out into the ether, it's no longer in your control. You're going to start the wheels turning. This isn't about that, guys, because it'll go over your head. And most of y'all don't believe in universal law. Okay, but once you put those thoughts out there, the people and the circumstances come together to make it all happen. But I stuffed it, man. But I'm going to tell you what happened. Let me give you some context. I woke up out of the middle of my sleep. It was at night. It was about 9 o'clock. Because I go to bed early. Stressing over that 30-year mortgage, man. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe how hard I worked to put my family in that house. See, prior to that, we were in the project, living under Section 8. Okay. But I got my credit together. You know, my money was there. The job was there. I was able to get that loan. You know, took us 68 days to close on that. I really, really wanted it bad. This was like December 4th, 2004. Well, hell, July 2007, I was done. I was like, how in the world? I've got 27 more years to pay for this mortgage. I freaked out. But I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell my wife. I stuffed it down inside of me. I no longer wanted it. But it was more than just that mortgage that was going on. The Iraq war was going on. You know, I felt some kind of way about that. I just knew that America wasn't the America that I grew up loving and believing. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But remember, once you put those thoughts out there, the universe starts working. People start dying. I guess I had like what you would probably call an existential crisis or a midlife transition, whatever it was. But I no longer wanted to work on that hamster wheel. I was like 44 years old. No, I was 44. Just turned 44. I was like, damn, I got 18 more years. Because I knew back then that I was retiring at 62. I got 18 more years. What in the world am I going to do? Well, June of 2008, my nephew got killed. This is a nephew, man. He was 18 years old, a basketball star. His life was going good. But I didn't know he was on some type of ADHD medicine. Well, my sister said he stopped taking it. Well, she gave him money to go to Florida. I think he was going to see, he's got some sisters from his mother's side of the family. Because my sister is his grandmother. Down in Florida, he was going to visit them for the summer. Well, he fucked the money up some kind of way. So now he has to go get the money. Well, him and a friend of his got a bright idea. We're going to rob the rental guy. You know, the guy who goes around on the 4th of every month and collects rent. Well, they had no idea this guy was an ex-serviceman. He was special services, carried a .40 caliber. They didn't have a chance. He blew them both away. His friend was 19. They're buried within 20 feet of each other at the same cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. But it really affected me. It affected me, really, really bad, man. It just sped things up for me. I was like, I got to get out of here or I'm next. So I'm working. Things was going good on my job. I get me, I finally take a trip by myself because my wife was afraid to fly. She was more afraid to fly than me. But I said, okay, I'm going to Cancun because we had went to Playa del Carmen back in 2008. This is 2009, February. Well, I'll be damned. The day before I leave, I get the call. I'm in the bed. My sister calls. There's been a fire. Jana's house burned up. The boys didn't make it out. Well, my two nephews died in the fire. 1-9, 1-4. I didn't even go to the funeral, man. I went on to Cancun. I couldn't process it. This is February 2009. It just wasn't far enough, though. So I come back, and my nephew calls me. I'm in bed again, believe it or not. My nephew calls me. He's 36 years young. He said, Unc, I'm proud of you. You know, because at that time I had like almost 11 years of sobriety at that time. He said, I'm proud of you, man. You stopped drinking. You're an example. I'm going to stop drinking. Well, the next day he dropped dead. But that was it. That was it for me. I went to his funeral. I was a pallbearer. And April 10th, 2009, I came to the Philippines for the first time. And when I landed, that cemented the whole thing. Remember, once you put the thoughts out there, things start working. Because, see, I forgot to tell you that I made me a scrapbook. That Mike Dooley video, Thoughts Become Things. I saw that in July of 2008. I didn't have the money to come here or anything, but I'd already made up my mind. I'm leaving. I'm done with America. And I come here, man. The minute I got here, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it, April 2009. I didn't retire here for good until December 2018. So from July 2007 all the way to December 2018 before I finally retired. 11 and a half years. But see, I'd already put it out there, guys. Be careful what you wish for. So the why kind of created itself. But the when, I'm able to pinpoint it, guys, when I decided enough was enough. I didn't want the 30-year mortgage, guys. I didn't want, to work 40 years for the company. I just didn't want the American dream anymore. And when I came here, I was like, okay, I knew there was got to be some place that I could go and be happy and be content. So for all those other years, man, I really hid it. No one knew. And I kind of cheated my Filipino wife because she didn't really know until I'd already brought her over to America. I was like, well, in 4 years, I got a 4-year plan. I'm moving to the Philippines. I'm done with America. I didn't try to buy a house. We rented. I gave them the best 4.5 years that I could give them. And I ended up back over here. And, the rest is history, guys. But I can tell you when I decided. A long time ago, man. I knew America was going downhill, guys. And you only in denial if you don't see it. I just saw it a long time ago. I follow my gut, man. Imagine we're in Iran now doing the exact same shit we was doing in Iraq. They know they're doing wrong, man. It's like they're doing it on purpose. And America, man, is just on a highway to hell. And you can be in denial if you want to, man. Once that dollar blows up, you're going to see it. The experts are talking 10 years, 20 years at the most, man. That's going to be in our lifetime. You're going to see it. But I saw it way back then. All the racism, all the hate, all the other stuff that had happened in my life, it just started piling up. But it was the 30-year mortgage was like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like the pressure, man, that was on me to pay for that for 30 years. I was like, yeah, I effed up, man. I made the wrong decision. Because remember, I'm saying yes when I should have said no. I'm doing that for my wife at the time. That was her dream. It wasn't mine. That loan was mine. It wasn't even hers. You know, they didn't run her credit. She didn't have the money. She didn't have the time on the job. All that was me. Matter of fact, she was ready to quit because it took her 68 days to close on this thing. She was ready to quit. She was like, oh, that's okay. It's taking too long. I was like, well, it is what it is. That's what it takes. I done did all this work. I'm going to see it all the way through, and I'll be damned, man. 2.5 years, I didn't even want it anymore. But I stayed in there, and December 2009, man, we separated. We're good. We've never gotten back together. September of 2011, our divorce was final. See, I kind of was dishonest in a way because I should have told my wife then what I was thinking in my mind. But I didn't. I kept it to myself. I knew I was finished, man. I knew I didn't want any more of America. I knew that the world was approximately 197 million square miles. There had to be some place else that I could relocate and get on with my life, you know, and be happy, really. Because I was no longer happy, guys, over there, doing that. I was faking. Since I left America, man, I no longer watch sports. I no longer keep up with that stuff. Only my family. I'm sending some money this week to my grandkids for their school clothes. Yeah, I'm going to buy their school clothes. I'm going to help buy their school clothes. You know, because really that's the only connection that I've got there anymore. I was done with it, man. You know, I had put in my time, guys. You know, I can be honest today. I'm no longer in a dreamland. Okay, the America that I grew up, I don't hate America or anything like that. It's just not for me anymore. You know, and I'm going to bounce in and out because I'm an American citizen, but I'll never live there again. I can say that. I'm going to use my Medicare if I'm fortunate enough to receive it because I work for it. And I'm going to pay for it. You know, I don't owe America anything. Everything I've got, I earned, guys. Y'all going to take this the wrong way. I don't give a damn. This is my life. I'm telling you how I feel. Until you get to that point where enough is enough, you're never going to make a change, man. You're going to stay stuck. You're going to be miserable. See, when I made that video about how to ruin your retirement, I left out a few things. One of them is we don't follow through on our dreams and our goals. Yeah, you make that big goal up there, but you don't follow through. You get tired. You get distracted. No, I didn't get distracted. I kept my nose to the ground, man. I was like, I'm getting out of here, man, before I go crazy. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. When I decided to leave America, not why. Everybody's got a why I decided to leave, or why I'm never going back. You can't look back and pinpoint the day when you decided enough is enough. You haven't had enough. You're still going to keep trying and trying. What do they say? One more attempt, one more failure. So if you're in America, if you're in the Philippines, wherever you are, find it in your heart to help somebody. Not a day goes by that I don't help somebody. Every single day. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Know when to say when. Otherwise, man, you're just going to be on that hamster wheel. Going fast, but you're not making any progress. You're staying in the same damn place. Until you had it up to here, you're going to keep trying, man. That American dream is dead for Americans. They've taken our country, man, and they've thrown it in the garbage. But it's been like that for a long, long time. My eyes just opened in 2007. When are your eyes going to open? America's on a fast train to hell. The superpower days are coming to an end, guys. I'm not saying it. I just felt it in my gut. Now, all you got to do is read and look at the experts and the people who know, I want to leave you on this. Imagine all the shit we went through in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they're doing it all over again. It's because they're doing it on purpose. Nobody's that stupid.
Boots on the ground, don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers, a tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one thing. When we help